In the realm of sacred scriptures, among the ancient pages of the Bible, deep secrets are concealed, hidden mysteries that pique our curiosity and at times our awe. The pages of the Bible are home to a host of spiritual figures, some well-known and others shrouded in mystery, who play crucial roles in the religious narrative. Among these figures we encounter angels, celestial beings of immeasurable power and wisdom. The presence of angels in sacred scriptures is undeniable, and they are often described as messengers of God, bearers of divine revelations, and executors of God's plans on earth. In the Old Testament, the term angel is mentioned 108 times, highlighting the significance of this class of celestial beings in the stories and prophecies of the past. They have played significant roles in the lives of prominent biblical figures, acting as intermediaries between the divine and the human. From the book of Genesis, the first in the Bible, to Exodus and beyond, angels frequently appear, leaving an indelible mark on the narratives and the history of the Jewish people. Before we proceed, I'd like to ask for your help. If you have already become intrigued by the hidden angels, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with friends and family who may also find this topic fascinating. Don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your reflections or questions on the subject, and most importantly, watch this video until the end, as we still have much to unveil about the Ophanim. Your engagement and support mean a lot to me. Let's dive into the video. To contextualize the importance of the Ophanim, enigmatic angels shrouded in a veil of mystery, it is necessary to understand the general role of angels in the scriptures. Angels are unquestionably mysterious figures, but they play a significant role in biblical stories. They are messengers of God, conveying divine messages to mortals. These messages often contained crucial information, promises, warnings, or instructions that would shape the course of the lives of those who received them. The influence of angels in the lives of prominent biblical figures is evident in the book of Genesis, where these celestial messengers intervened at pivotal moments. Abraham, the patriarch of the people of Israel, had an encounter with three angels who brought him extraordinary news. They announced to him and his wife Sarah that despite their advanced age they would have a child. This divine announcement fulfilled a promise from God and inaugurated a crucial line of descent in the history of Israel. Genesis 18:1-2. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw three men standing nearby. Another notable biblical figure who had an encounter with an angel was Jacob. Jacob, fleeing from his brother Esau, had an extraordinary dream. He saw a ladder extending from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending on it. This encounter with the spiritual realm confirmed God's covenant with Jacob and his future nation. Like Abraham, Jacob also received a divine promise that would shape the destiny of his people. Genesis 28:10-12. He had a dream in which he saw a stairway resting on the earth, with its top reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. While these are just two examples of the many angelic appearances in the Old Testament, they illustrate the central role of these celestial beings as intermediaries between God and humanity. Angels act as bearers of messages, protectors, and divine guides. They play a vital role in bridging the earthly and the divine. However, when discussing angels in the scriptures, attention often focuses on the cherubim, celestial beings with wings, who are frequently associated with the presence of God. Ezekiel, a prophet and priest whose name means God strengthens, lived during one of the most challenging periods in Judah's history, the Babylonian exile. He was one of the 10,000 prisoners captured during the conquest of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar in 597 BC. Ezekiel's ministry played a crucial role in the lives of the Babylonian exiles, offering hope to those who believed and obeyed his words. However, for those who resisted the message, divine judgment was an inevitable reality. His name, God Strengthens, reflected the need for strength and hope in times of adversity. Ezekiel was a beacon of faith amid the darkness of the Babylonian exile. But what makes Ezekiel even more intriguing are his series of extraordinary visions that provide a unique understanding of the spiritual world and the role of angels, including the enigmatic Ophanim. Ezekiel shared a dazzling vision of the divine presence, recording vivid details of celestial beings resembling cherubim, but with 4 different faces: a human face, a lion's face, an ox's face, and an eagle's face. Ezekiel 1:4-28. These passages describe Ezekiel's vision of the living creatures, cherubim, with 4 faces, the wheels, and the figure like a man. This is where the vision of the Ophanim can be found. These creatures, although not human, exhibited impressive intelligence and symbolized different spiritual aspects. Each of the 4 faces represented distinct characteristics and symbolism. The human face represented intelligence and reason. The lion's face symbolized strength and power. The ox's face represented service and humility, and the eagle's face symbolized spiritual vision and elevation. Ezekiel witnessed the divine spirit in action, moving these living beings, indicating the omnipresence of God in all things. As the cherubim moved, their wings extended, and there was something like burning coals of fire among them. These burning coals symbolized the presence of the Holy Spirit, the purifying fire that burns the impure and renews spiritual life. Fire is a recurring symbol in the scriptures, representing holiness and purification. However, Ezekiel's vision was not limited to these magnificent creatures. He also described wheels that resembled gyroscopes, tall and awe-inspiring, covered in eyes. These wheels were in constant motion, going in the direction the Spirit led them, and the cherubim were interconnected with them. These wheels, often identified as Ophanim, played a crucial role in Ezekiel's vision. The Ophanim, a term derived from the Hebrew ophan, meaning wheels, remains shrouded in mystery. While the term can refer to ordinary wheels on a chariot or carriage, what intrigues scholars is the presence of these wheels in the throne of God. Ezekiel's vision leads us to a profound and symbolic understanding of the role of the Ophanim and their relationship with the divine. The figure like a man that Ezekiel witnessed was enveloped in glorious light, representing the majesty of God. The radiance around him resembled a rainbow on a rainy day, symbolizing God's covenant and divine power. The rainbow, a universal symbol of God's promise after the flood, represents God's faithfulness and the fulfillment of divine promises. This extraordinary vision not only captivated Ezekiel, but also allows us to contemplate the magnificence of God and His ability to control all situations, even in the most challenging moments. Revelation 4:3-6. Surrounding the throne was a rainbow that looked like an emerald. This echoes Ezekiel's vision with the rainbow-like radiance. Now, it is important to understand the relevance of the Ophanim in the biblical context, and especially for our lives today. While angels, in general, play an essential role in fulfilling God's words, the Ophanim, with their mysterious wheels, represent a specific class of angels deserving of our special attention. They are mentioned in Ezekiel's vision in the context of the divine throne, suggesting they play a fundamental role in the heavenly order. The Ophanim are often described as beings with wheel-like characteristics, which leads to a unique understanding of their nature and function. They are mentioned in conjunction with the cherubim, celestial creatures who act as guardians of divine holiness. This interconnection between the Ophanim and the cherubim leads us to speculate about their function in the context of God's throne. Their wings, eyes, and constant movement may indicate a special closeness to the divine presence, as if they are intimately connected to God's will and purpose. Understanding the Ophanim is a crucial piece to comprehend the complexity of the spiritual world and the workings of the divine plan. Although their nature and function remain shrouded in mystery, they symbolize the vastness of the heavenly creation and the diversity of celestial beings serving God's purpose. Through his unique vision, Ezekiel offered us a glimpse of this complexity and the ongoing interaction among these celestial beings. Comparing the Ophanim to other angels, like the cherubim, we can see that they share some similarities in nature and purpose, but also present significant distinctions. The cherubim, with their various faces and wings, are often associated with guarding and protecting divine holiness. They are imposing and majestic figures that evoke reverence and respect. On the other hand, the Ophanim are notable for their wheels and their association with movement. The presence of wheels under the feet of the Ophanim suggests mobility, the ability to move swiftly to fulfill God's purposes. This leads us to consider the idea that the Ophanim may be angels of divine providence, tasked with ensuring that God's plan is executed with precision and efficiency. Their ability to move in any direction without turning may symbolize the rapid and unobstructed execution of divine orders. Another intriguing element of Ezekiel's vision is the presence of eyes on the wheels of the Ophanim. These eyes can be interpreted as symbols of divine omniscience, signifying that God sees and knows all things. The Ophanim, being covered in eyes, may be constantly aware of everything happening in the world, acting as vigilant observers of the divine plan. This omniscience is a fundamental attribute of God, and the presence of eyes on the Ophanim reflects the extent of divine knowledge. Ezekiel's descriptions allow us to imagine the splendor and complexity of the divine throne. The throne is often associated with God's majesty and sovereignty, and Ezekiel's vision offers a captivating view of this throne. The Ophanim's wheels beneath the throne represent an additional dimension of the divine, an extension of the throne itself, moving with grace and purpose. Furthermore, the presence of a figure like a man, radiant and surrounded by an aura of fire, is a representation of God's glory. Divine glory is a recurring theme in the scriptures and symbolizes the manifest presence of God. The image of fire around this figure evokes the purifying fire of the Holy Spirit, which purifies and renews. The radiance resembling a rainbow, similar to the rainbow of the covenant after the flood, represents God's faithfulness to his promises. These extraordinary visions of Ezekiel provide a unique understanding of the Ophanim and their relationship with the divine plan. The Ophanim represent mobility and efficient execution of God's will, while their profusion of eyes symbolizes divine omniscience. The figure like a man enveloped in glory reflects the majesty of God and his faithfulness to his promises. Ezekiel reminds us that even in times of exile and adversity, God remains in control, and his divine plan continues to unfold. Today, as we explore these visions and symbols, we can find profound lessons for our own spiritual journeys. Just as Ezekiel received a divine vision, we can seek to understand the grandeur of God in our own lives. We can learn from the mobility and readiness of the Ophanim to fulfill divine will, being willing to move in the direction that God leads us. The eyes on the Ophanim remind us of God's omniscience, encouraging us to trust in his wisdom and to recognize that he sees and knows all things, even those that elude our understanding. God's constant presence, symbolized by the rainbow-like radiance, assures us that he remains faithful to his promises and is always present, even in the storms of life. The story of the Ophanim and their relationship with the divine throne is one of the many wonders of the scriptures, revealing the depth of the biblical narrative and the complexity of the spiritual world. As we explore these mysteries, we are invited to reflect on the greatness of God and to trust in his sovereign plan for our lives. Just as Ezekiel was awestruck by the vision of the divine throne, we are invited to marvel at the magnificence of God and submit to his sovereignty in our lives. In a constantly changing world, where we often feel lost, the understanding of the Ophanim reminds us that even in the wheels of life, God remains in control. We can find comfort in the promise that his presence is always with us, guiding us on our spiritual journey and fulfilling his divine plan in our lives. As we contemplate these celestial mysteries, we are reminded that the Bible is an endless source of wisdom and revelation, offering us a deeper understanding of the relationship between the divine and the human. We will continue to explore the sacred pages of the Bible in search of knowledge and spiritual insight, seeking to grow in our faith and understanding. In conclusion, the Ophanim are mysterious and intriguing beings that play a significant role in Ezekiel's vision and the complexity of the spiritual world. Their presence reminds us of the greatness of God, his mobility in executing his will, and his constant omniscience. As we contemplate these celestial figures, we are invited to strengthen our faith and trust in God's sovereignty, knowing that he is always present in our lives, guiding us and fulfilling his divine plan. I hope this video has expanded your understanding of this fascinating topic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave your comments, and share this video with your loved ones. Thank you for watching until the end. Until the next video, and may God be with you.